All right. Hello, everybody. So I'm glad we have some people who are able to make it here with us live, which is super duper awesome. And while other people are probably going to come on in, I'm just going to mute everybody so that everybody has the opportunity to be able to hear a good recording. So you guys, today is such an exciting day because it is the launch of a new award that we are giving out as a community. And this award, what makes this award special is that the people that are creating products to really be able to help us in our business really deserve the recognition of how amazing the resource is. And so we've decided we're going to come up with this award called the Best Resource Award for teachers and tutors. And we have been taking a look at MySchoolBooks, and absolutely every single person who has been dipping their toe into this tool has absolutely loved it. And I have to say, I personally have really enjoyed using it as well. Online, I ended up taking a code that they had for entering your students on into like a registration form. I used to use Wufoo when I took that information. However, now I have it right on my website. And what ends up happening is sometimes people fill that out before they've even gone through like a regular funnel of being able to see the video, download the freebie, and then get started with us. So it's really cool to see, things like this, like you tried them by accident sometimes in a way, and they work. You're like, holy cow, this is awesome. So we are today recognizing MySchoolBooks. Okay, we've got a little bit of a glare here. I might have to choose a different frame for this. The Best Resource Award for 2017. So congratulations. Woo! To MySchoolBooks. You guys have absolutely deserved this without a doubt. And you know what, I was talking with Daja about you guys getting this award. She's like, oh my gosh, Todd is the perfect person to accept the award. and then she suggested, hey, how about we have Todd also show your people how to create a website. And I thought, oh my gosh, this is so cool because I already have a website in place, but for new people who wouldn't need to, create that if they started their funnel like right at the beginning, just using MySchoolBooks, they wouldn't have to go through another resource to do that. It would all be included with MySchoolBooks. And I don't have the ability, since I already have mine set up, to be able to create one. So Todd today is going to be showing us how to create a website. So congratulations, Todd, for being the person who gets to accept the award. Woo!
Yes, thank you so much for the award. Great honor. And we just like to say it was great that we were able to connect with you. It put us in contact with your amazing online community. And we've been able to make some great connections through them since the last time that we presented. So last time we just covered MySchoolBooks, kind of a general overview of how it can help you manage your tutoring business. So really in a nutshell, if you haven't seen that, and I think it is available on your YouTube channel, I don't believe it's on your website, but you can go over that demo just to see the ins and outs of it. And basically what it's going to do for you is enable you to manage your students, your scheduling, as well as your billing. So really to automate a lot of your common admin duties away, just to free up your time or free up your time to teach more. Mm-hmm. Today we're going to go over one of our optional features that Joanna said quite a few tutors have some challenges with, and that's the website. So part of every MySchoolBooks account, it will include a website. So if you don't already have your own, like she said, one less resource to go and pay for or source out. So I'm going to be doing a quick overview. So we always say it's easy to build a website. It's easy to say that, so we're going to show you that in practice. So we'll do one together from start to finish. So I'm just going to share my screen here. There we go. So everyone can see my brand new MySchoolBooks website. So this is from scratch, so we can see there's nothing in here. So our first step would be visiting the website section. So this is all template based, so when I see easy, it's really just a matter of filling in the blanks. So the first thing we would do is select a website title. So in this example, my tutoring business is called The Learning Rocket. So website title, The Learning Rocket. And included in each MySchoolBooks website would be a subdomain. So in this case, I've selected thelearningrocket.myschoolbooks.com. So that's what a client would visit to visit my website. If you have your own custom domain, so if you went through a service such as GoDaddy to actually purchase thelearningrocket.com, for example, you can use that as well and still build your website through MySchoolBooks and have us host it. And if you already have your own third-party website like Joanne, you can continue to use that, and we provide widgets that you can place on your site for the student portal login in this new student registration form. And we'll cover that a bit later. So right now what I'll show you is just building a website using one of our subdomains, and then we've actually purchased the custom domain, so I'll be able to show you that in action as well. So first we're going to select a template. So that's just the general look and feel of your website. So I'm going to choose escape velocity. I think that looks neat. I'm going to use one of our standard backgrounds. So we have a bunch of different default backgrounds you can select. I'm going to select the chalkboard. Right now I don't have a logo, so I'm just going to go ahead and save that. And just like that, I now have a website online. So if we were to take a peek by clicking the open site here, this is my website as it stands right now.
Look at that, awesome.
Yes, it's not too bad already, but I really want to customize this. So for the sake of time, we've already kind of organized the media, or the pictures we're going to share on our website. So I'm going to upload those right now. So I would click the Media Library tab that's at the top of this page. I would click Upload Media Files. We're going to upload a file. And we're just going to upload these 5 images here. There we go. So everything's loaded up. So now if I were to revisit my settings page, so instead of using the standard background, we're going to use my own custom background. In this case, we've named it Hero, so I'll select that from the drop-down. And then we've also uploaded the Learning Rockets studio logo, or school logo. So from the drop-down, I'll select my logo there. I'll save it once more, and just like that, our live site has been updated. So if I take a look again at our website, we've really customized it. So the chatbot's gone, it's using my custom background. We can see my studio logo is used right here. And now that we have the general look and feel of the website tuned into how we want to do it, we can start adding content, and that's going to be adding pages to the website. So if we select the Pages tab here, we're going to add a page, and there's no limit to how many pages you want or how many pages you can add to your site, as many as you like. So the first one we're going to do is our home page. So this is really your opportunity to show your clients what you have to offer and compel them to reach out and hire you as their teacher. So what we're going to do in this case is just add some content to help them along in that process. So what we want to include on any website is who you are, what you teach, where you teach, and how to contact you. So we want to make sure that's included on every website. So it can be as basic as you want. You just need to include that information. And if you want to add more, great. So what we're going to...
And I see you have a spot there for a video too, it looks like.
Yeah, so you can really add any content you want, so images, YouTube videos, videos you've uploaded yourself. There really isn't much of a limit to what you put on here. So we're going to start adding some basic content here. So let's first ask our clients, they're going to be asking us too, is why choose Learning Rocket? Oh. So we'll type that in. Oh, it helps if you can spell too, right?
I'm glad I'm not the only one who types like that. I totally type like that. It's like recursive.
Yeah, I'm on the spot. There's a lot of pressure here. Alrighty. So now that we have this in place, we'll just style it to how we want. So I'm going to change the font size. We're going to make that a bit bigger so it really stands out on our page. I'm going to center this on my page, and we're going to change the font color. So we'll select this guy here. And then what else can I add? So maybe a very bold statement as to why you would want to do work with me or my school. And you know what? We've helped thousands of children achieve success. And again, we're going to change the font size and the font color. So let's make this guy black. And we'll make this a bit smaller. And you know what, thousands is pretty impressive, so let's make that bold. So that really sticks out on a page. The next thing we're going to want to do is maybe add something to it that's eye-catching. So aside from the content that we've added here, we're going to add a couple images. So I happen to teach math, science, and reading. So we're going to add a couple images to show just that. So we're going to align these on the page. So I've added math. We're going to add another one in here. Let's add science. And we'll make the same changes to this guy. So our website is slowly but surely coming together, and within half an hour we're going to have a school website that's going to attract quite a few students. There we go. And we're just going to adjust the size. It's probably a bit too big. And just the last thing we're going to add to this page is I really haven't told the people the who, what, why, where, when. So that we're going to add to our site. And for the sake of saving you guys having to watch me type this out, I'm just going to copy and paste in some text that we've already prepared. Oh, and we're just going to want it. There we go. And we're going to save that. So now again, if I take a look at my website, this is really coming together. So why choose the Learning Rocket? We've helped thousands achieve success. We teach math, science, and reading, and then the who, what, why, where, when. So we've got the basics down. So this is my home page. The next thing we're going to do is, how about let's add a blog page. So just to update any prospective students or maybe even existing students of upcoming events, maybe there's announcements or some achievement or accolade that your school has achieved. We want to make sure everyone out there can see that. So I'm going to title this page School News. And then the page type, we've already included some of the basic page types that you would expect to see on a website just to make things a bit easier. One of those being a blog post page. So if we select this, it being template based, it puts in all the information we need. We click save. If I were to take a look at, I'm just going to not include the sidebar on that one. If I were to take a look at this page, nothing's actually included on there yet. So to add a blog post, that would be done from the news and blog post section of your website. So just on the main menu on the left here, I would click news and blog posts and add a new post. So let's title this one, Hello Everyone. And let's say, hi, Joanne and friends. There we go. And then we've got a couple different published locations here. So I can publish it to my student portal. So that means any of your students or parents that are actually part of my school, they would be able to see this published in the student portal. And then I also have the option to publish it to my website. So I'm not going to publish it to the student portal, but I will to the website. We'll click save. And if I go back to the website section to take a peek at my website, and let's visit the school news section. That new post I just added is right here on my page for all to see. And if we want to take it up just one more notch, one of the things that you can add on each page is a sidebar. So one common use for the sidebar is if your company happens to have a Facebook page, you can actually embed that on the page. So we would go to the sidebar here, So we can see that I've already added it in there.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll remove that. But basically, if you visit Facebook or Twitter, they'll have a tool out there that would help you get this code. So you just copy and paste that in plain HTML mode in the sidebar content. And then what you end up with is all of your most recent posts.
Oh, very cool.
So we'll click.
Now, if you wanted to add other things into there, you could do that too. Like if you had, for whatever reason, if you were affiliated with like an Aweber or something like that, where you had a freebie, you could enter that code right on in there too.
Yeah, for sure. So you just have to embed the code in there, or a link, or pictures, whatever you see fit, you can absolutely put in there. So if we were to refresh this page now, we'll now have that Facebook page embedded right on there for us. So just a really cool way for students and parents to stay in the know. The next page we're going to add is the registration page. So Joanne was talking a bit about this. So she has a third-party site, so she was able to embed the widget code right on her site. If you're using MySchoolBooks to build your site, it's a bit easier than that. So all you have to do from the page type drop-down is just select the new student sign-up, and everything's really done for you. So by default, we're always going to include things such as the student's first name, last name, email address, phone number, as well as the parent's first name, last name, email address, and phone number, and then a few other additional fields. So if you needed to know their address, birthday, what subject they're interested in, you can absolutely select those. And if we've left something unanswered, let's say you need to know the student's favorite color, you can add your own custom fields to get the answers to the question, or sorry, get to ask the questions you need the answers to. So if we go and click save, we'll take a quick peek at this as well. So here you have it. This would be our registration form. So let's go and do a sample right here. Student email address is optional. So if you do have younger students, they likely don't have an email address. You can leave that blank. We'll do test parent. We'll do test@gmail.com. And we'll put in their phone number.
Wow, I wish I had a phone number like that.
It's easy to remember.
That's right.
There you go. So thank you for signing up. And this thank you message is also customizable. So if you wanted to add kind of an expectation for your family, I will follow up within the next business day. You can customize the message they receive. And what's happened now is MySchoolBooks has captured that information, and then it'll automatically be inputted into your MySchoolBooks account under the student section. So if I go back to my MySchoolBooks account and click on students from the main menu on the left, you'll have a waiting students and lead section. So that student that just filled out the form is here ready to be contacted by me. So I can follow up that student, see if they're a good fit for my business, and if they are, I can move them to the active roster and then start scheduling them right away. So that's the registration form. The next we'll do is a contact form. So perhaps someone's not quite ready to commit to lessons just yet. They don't want to fill out that registration form. They might just have a general inquiry about something that they've seen on your site or something that you offer as a service. So maybe a contact form is a better option for them. So our contact us would be the page title, and one of the page types we have here is the contact form. Again, we've filled out a lot of the typical defaults like name, email address, comments. Here again, I can set the expectation for the person, so fill in the form below. We'll contact you within 1 business day. There we go. And again, you can add as many fields as you'd like. So again, if we haven't asked the right question for you, you can put in your own there. You can customize the thank you message if you'd like. And then we click save. And if we take a peek at that, so a basic contact form where they can fill out whatever they'd like. Again, test@gmail.com. And what do you charge? There we go. and then you'll automatically be sent an email with this inquiry so you can then follow up with them. And then you may have heard me speaking about the student portal. So the student portal is one of those optional features that we offer. It's really just to cut down on the amount of unpaid phone calls, texts, and emails that you might receive throughout the week. A lot of those questions happen to surround scheduling, canceling, registering for events. And that's really not something that you yourself need to manage. And that's where the student portal comes into play. So you provide your students and your parents with the student portal login information. They can log into the portal. They can see their own schedule or any event that you've made public. And then based on your school policies, so you can set cancellation deadlines, event registration deadlines, and that whole aspect can be self-managed just to, again, free up quite a bit of your time. If you happen to integrate with any of our online payment options, parents can make payments through there. If you've uploaded any content through the download library or lent anything out to a student, they can also make reference of all that within their student portal. So we need to give them a place to log in, and what better place than your own school website. So we'll set up a student portal login right now. So we'll name that guy student portal. And again, from the page type, we select the page we want to add. So we're going to select login page in this case. And I haven't done anything fancy, nothing aside from clicking login page. I'll keep the page content area clear, click save. And then if we revisit that page, we can see the login widget is now included on the page. Because I have an active session of MySchoolBooks open, it's actually detected that, so it's saying welcome back test. But if your student or parent is visiting this for the first time, this text would be replaced with a field for their username and password to allow them to log in. And then just the last thing I'll cover in terms of creating the website would be the submenus. So everything we see on the right-hand side here can be reordered, and we can create submenus of that. So I'll just show you an example of submenus. So something you might want to detail on your own website if you teach many different subjects is maybe a page type for each. So yes, I teach math, but what type of math or subjects do I cover? So we're just going to create a general subject page, and just a basic page. And then what I'll also add are the different subjects. So I'm going to keep all this blank just for the sake of time, but this is where you would include that kind of information. It's like, oh, I teach basic or advanced calculus or algebra, what have you. So you'd add all your content in there and click save. I also teach general science, so I'll add a page for that. And I also teach reading. So if I were to visit my site, each one of those pages that I created up top here were included in the menu. And that's not too pretty. So what I want to do is create a submenu. So that just means when I click on subject, is math, science, and reading is going to be nested in this menu here. So what I'll do to do that is from the menu order screen, I'll just click and hold and drag it to the right, and we can see that it snaps over there.
Mm-hmm.
I'll do that for these two guys as well. And if I take another look at my website, so those three options have now disappeared, and if I hover my cursor over here, I can now see math, science, and reading is nested here. And if I click on it, it'll bring me to that page. And one additional thing you can do is on that home page that I created, these images here can also link to a particular page, file, or another website. So what I might want to do here is if someone's reading this home page, they might want to click on that actual image to find out more information. So now that I have a dedicated page to the subject of math, so I can click on the image, and then from this pop-up, select Insert Link. And if I click on this little magnifying glass here, I can select the page from the drop-down. So I'll select Math.
Perfect.
Click Insert. For science, we'll do the same. So we'll find science in the list. We'll insert. And then for reading, we'll do the same. and we'll click Save. So now if we revisit my home page, I click on Math, it brings me straight to that page. In that,
Nice.
yeah, and that's basically all that we have to offer in a nutshell. So within about, what was it, 20 minutes, we've created a school website we can be proud of.
Yeah, very cool. That is awesome. I absolutely love it. I just think I can't like seriously recommend you guys any more than I already do, because anytime somebody's like, where do you go for a website? I'm like, go to MySchoolBooks. They're like, well, where do you go for a registration page? I'm like, MySchoolBooks. Where do you go so that your students can schedule assignments? MySchoolBooks.
Oh, and sorry, one thing that I did forget to mention, so I said I would cover this, is you can use a custom domain. So we did go out and we purchased the learningrocket.net. So everything I've created to date, so if you look up in the URL here, it's thelearningrocket.myschoolbooks.com. So if you've already gone out and purchased your own domain, so we'll say I have my own domain name, and we'll say www.learningrocket.net, and we've already made the necessary changes with our domain provider to point it towards the hosted site on here. We do have an FAQ for that, but if you can't figure it out, we're more than happy to make those changes for you. So you can always reach out to support at myschoolbooks.com with your username and password. We'll do it for you, no problem. So we click Save Settings. So now when we visit the site, it's www.learningrocket.net. So
Nice.
take a look right now and you type that in, you'll find our school website here.
Yeah, that is awesome.
Yeah, what Joanne is using is our widgets. So if you already own your own website, from the hosting option up here, instead of selecting I need a MySchoolBooks website, you would select I have an existing website I want to use, and then you would just copy and paste this widget code into the right field with your current provider, like Wix, Squarespace, Weebly, those guys.
Nice.
Sorry, now I'm actually done. Sorry.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Now, quick question about search engine optimization. I know on some other websites you're able to optimize your pages. Is there a way within this tool to be able to optimize your pages to be found in Google?
Yeah, so a lot of that is determined by the content that you have on there. So that we can't change for you. What you can do to help it is just to provide relevant and meaningful content. So what a search engine is always trying to do is connect the right user with the right content. So if it happens to be a student that's looking for math lessons in Toronto, Canada, is you want to make sure that your website has mention of that. So if I teach math lessons in Toronto, Canada, I want to explicitly mention that on my page. So you may have noticed on our website is looking for a tutor in Hamilton, Stony Creek, Grimsby, Ancaster. So if somebody types in tutor in Hamilton, we're more likely to be presented as an option in that regard. We also have a couple different options that you can do. So this absolutely isn't necessary, but it's more for the tinkerer, if you will. So in your school settings, so if you top right corner select settings, school settings, one of the options is show search engine optimization options. If we click save, when we go back to our website section, there's going to be a few additional fields. So one of them that you'll notice is tracking code. So if you're making use of something like Google Analytics, you can post or copy and paste your tracking code in there just to give you some better insights of who's visiting your website, what's the typical user look like, what actions are they taking on your page. And then you'll also notice when you edit each one of your pages, there's a few additional pieces that you can add to it. So the title override. So right now when someone visits my website, you'll see that it says The Learning Rocket Home. What I might want it to say instead of using the page title is, let's say...
Tutor in Hamilton?
Sure. Yeah. Good suggestion. So now if we refresh the page, we can see in the tab now it says Tutor in Hamilton. So it's just a bit more relevant to my client. And there's also meta keywords, meta descriptions.
Great.
So you wanted to help the search engine along.
Yes.
This again is making a connection. So if you were to give a brief description of what this page is all about, you can put it in there. So if it's providing math instruction to children, for example, in the Hamilton area, that's exactly what you would want to put into the meta description. You can also add a bit more info to your pages, so the alt text. So if you wanted to add alt tags to it, so math tutoring, for example, you could add that to each one of your images. And one thing to keep in mind is any of your search engine optimization changes, it takes time. So even when you first create a website, if you're going to go to Google immediately and search for tutor lessons in your area, you're not going to find it. It'll probably take 3 weeks before it even hits the results. And then once it does, where you're ranked in that list is going to be dependent upon how relevant you are to that particular search. So it takes a lot of time and effort to get that up and running.
Yes, but well worth it. Because you get on page one of Google for those key terms, and then you automatically have people finding you what seems like by accident. And you have a funnel that just keeps going on and on and on without having to put a lot of extra effort once you do get book solid. So yeah, awesome. I'm so glad that you guys have that feature in there and that you made it so easy for us to be able to really make sure that it is optimized, that we have an amazing site that will that you can create quickly without having to spend a lot of time on there, and people can tweak it over time. I mean, I always tell people that your website is a work in progress all the time, because you want to make sure that it's up to date. You want to make sure that it's relevant, because Google will continue to like that. So keeping on blogging and adding all of that stuff is going to help you get found by doing those actions. So very cool. Thank you so much for taking the time to be able to show us exactly how to do that. And I want to make sure, are there any questions that you guys have? I'm just checking here. I don't see any questions that have been typed on in. Feel free to raise your hand or do a real actual raise your hand or type it in or whatever you feel like doing. So in the meantime, oh yeah, there we go. Cost of hosting website. There's no additional cost for hosting this website. It just comes with your one fee. Am I correct in that understanding, Todd?
Yeah, so every MySchoolBooks account is $12.95, and every feature that you see that's part of your 30-day free trial would be something that's included in the $12.95. So when you first start up your trial, if you wanted the learningrocket.myschoolbooks.com, that's just one of those included features that's part of your account.
Yeah, so that's $12.95 for all of these tools. Now, I talked about last time when we had connected about how much money this actually saves somebody who is getting their online tutoring business up and going, because you typically would be using a tool to be able to keep track of your taxes, right? For me, it costs $100 a year to have my tax bot. I love the tool, but at the same time, this is able to do just about all of the same features as that tool. So there's one additional cost that can go out the door. Another thing is being able to create your website. It costs me about $150 a month for my website with Wix. So who knows? I might be trying to like change on over to MySchoolBooks and delete that cost every single year, right? Because I mean that's just an additional cost that just doesn't need to be had in your business. So we've got mileage. A place to be able to collect. Let's see, we've got the invoices. If you want to take care of payments and all that, that's already built all inside of here. So just amazing, amazing resources that you have available. People have taken a look at. There's some other resources for like calendar scheduling, like Acuity, I believe is the one, and some other sources. But again, that's going to be another monthly charge to be a part of that. And why do that when you have a source like this that has every single thing that you would need to start your online tutoring business in one place?
Yeah, so a common issue for a lot of tutors is managing many, many different services.
Mm-hmm.
So we're essentially just everything under one roof. So
Yeah.
we're kind of like a CRM software to manage all of your students.
Yep.
We're a scheduling program, much like Acuity. And then we're an invoicing system, much like Invoices to Go. And then it's going to really leave your clients with a good feeling of your business because everything's nice and polished and professional looking. That is just going to continue to generate referrals for you.
Yeah. And anybody who says I can't afford $12.95 a month right now because I don't have any students, there is a 30-day trial. So in that 30 days, you could set up your website in like 30 minutes to an hour, and then you could begin getting clients within that first month before it even comes for the first payment of the $12.95, and it's already paid for.
Yeah, so it's helping you find new clients by putting yourself out there in a website. So it can be a source of new business. It's going to help you manage your existing business, and then it's going to help you manage by new business, or sorry, existing business, I meant your existing clients, and then it's going to help you manage the business aspects.
Mm-hmm.
So like you said, the expenses, if you do any work on the side, it can track any additional revenue you do outside of your tutoring. Yeah, just a whole slew of other things for you.
That's so awesome. Quick question. I noticed that, is there a place to import receipts? So like if you like take a picture of a receipt, is there a way to store that inside of here or not at this time?
So at the moment, that's not something that we offer, but it is on our to-do list. One thing that we did just recently introduce was just importing expenses. So for a lot of banks, they'll allow you, or your credit card company, they may allow you to export your monthly statement, and you would be able to import all of that into your SchoolBooks account.
Cool. Very, very cool. I know one tutor who's been using this resource, and she got all of her students and everything to move over to the system. And she said that one of the things that she really appreciated was on that homepage, how it told her exactly how much she could expect in revenue for the month. And she had never really seen that number before. And that was just really eye-opening for her because she was able to then say, okay, in order for me to pay my bills this month, I need to make sure I get X amount of students. And then she had that baseline, whereas before, she really never had that information. So, yeah, that was just something that my friend Tammy had noticed when she was using it. So
awesome. Yeah, so you're always going to be provided with up-to-date business insights to know exactly how you're performing on any given date. So what she saw was from the home agenda. So that's just going to let you know what your expected, your forecasted income for that particular month, how many lessons you have left to taught in that particular week, how many active students you have. From the expenses and other revenue section, again, you can take a look at accrual, so what you're forecasted to earn for that particular month, or cash mode, so what you've actually received in terms of payments, just to know what payments are still outstanding.
Awesome. Awesome. Like I said, I honestly cannot thank you guys enough for being a part of this amazing resource, this amazing tool. And again, congratulations on being the first official winner of the Best Resource Award. Woo! And we would like to give you our thank you for sharing with us today. So those of you who are joining us, we have our boom cha. So our boom cha is where we punch out our hands and then we wiggle our fingers back to our faces. It looks really cool when you are in the full screen mode. So make sure that you are in full screen mode so that you can see that. And I'm in the gallery mode. We want to be in gallery mode. All right, you guys, are you ready? On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Boom! Sha! Woo! Thanks again so much. Congratulations on winning the award. On Monday, there's going to be a great blog post that talks about you guys, again, your resource and your winning of the award. And, you know, I think we have a great partnership here. I can't wait to continue to share the word about what it is that you guys do. And again, thank you for everything you guys are creating.
Thank you very much for your amazing online community, and then for putting us in contact with all these great people.
Yeah, awesome. Well, enjoy the rest of your day, you guys, and we'll see you next week. Bye, everyone.
Thank you very much. Bye-bye.